What's good, guys? It's your boy Justin J coming to you with another car video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. All right. Why being logical is your most powerful tool as a man. All right. The difference between being logical and being emotional. And I'm going to start this video out by saying there's nothing wrong with feeling emotions. There's nothing wrong with feeling things. There's nothing wrong with being in touch with your emotions as a man. But there's a big difference between, having emotions and using them as fuel and, making decisions, based on being emotional or making decisions out of your emotions and how you feel. And, I don't feel like it. So, I'm going to act out and I'm going to do this my way because No. This is going to be, for the most part, why men, they harp on the past. They let their past dictate the future. They're worried about somebody else's past half the time, Listen, when you're a logical man, you are not going to put yourself in bad situations. You are going to think, what can bring me the best possible outcome? And then you're just going to go forward with that. What's going to bring me a good return on my investment? You're going to move forward with that. So with anything in life, if you don't get something the first try, you just keep going until you actually achieve what you want to achieve. It's not like, I'm going to sit here and cry and ball myself up in a corner and, allow myself to be defeated, because you're only defeating yourself. And I really wanted to make this video because, a lot of men think that, you should be emotional. You should be out here, expressing yourself like that, being extra vulnerable. No, that only does you a disservice. And a lot of men have it twisted now because, the message that they put out there is, it's okay to cry and it's okay to, let your emotions show. No. Certain times in life, your dog dies, something happens to your parents or something like that. Yes, it's okay to cry, but to be overly emotional, like you're a little kid kicking and screaming like, why isn't things going my way? I need things to go my way, or I don't feel good about myself. That's not the way of the proper man. And this word gentleman gets thrown around. Gentleman does not mean you're a sucker. It does not mean that you can be walked all over. It means that you could be the most dangerous man, right? You could mess something up if you really wanted to, but you always control it. And you always treat people with common courtesy. People have to earn respect, but common courtesy, common decency, you could give that away to anybody who's not disrespecting you. Here's another thing about being emotional. You will talk way too much. You will be exposing things about yourself that don't need to be exposed, because 9 times out of 10, you will be exposing it to someone who hasn't even proven anything to you. They haven't proven that they will be in your corner. They haven't proven that they want you to see them, to see the real them, but yet you're trying to let them see the real you. For what? Here's this thing too. I read a comment earlier. I tend to keep at least 20 friends around. So, one will fall off the face of the earth so I can just move a new friend in there. Why do you need all of these friends to feel complete? Now, if you've grown up with all of them, they've never done you wrong. They elevate your mindset. Okay, it's good to have friends. You need to have friends if they are elevating you. But if nobody's elevating you, you have to be your own best friend. And see, that's where being emotional kicks in. Because you think you need all these outside influences to make you feel complete as a man, but that is the farthest thing from the truth. You're better off on your own than being around people who don't do anything for you. But your emotions will tell you that you need these people. You need them to be in your life. You need them to feel complete. That's completely not true. You are a one-man army. You have to move militant. You have to be logical. You have to move out of the way when you see that something's not benefiting you. Because if you don't, you will just get walked all over. You will become a doormat. All for the sake of what? Being liked? Being what you think is being loved? That ain't love, because you have to be respected to be loved. I want all my young men to listen to this. When I say this because I care. And I say this because I've been there before. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to have friends. I wanted to have the girl. And that's another thing. Let's move it there. Women, like I keep saying in these videos, are not special. They're not the end all be all. So you need to put yourself first. You need to demand respect with the way that you carry yourself. Being an overly emotional man, you're never going to demand respect. You're going to demand mistreatment, actually. You know, everybody wants someone to vent to. You know, I wish I had a girl to vent to. I wish I had friends to vent to. You know what you can vent to, brother? Vent to the weights. Vent to the dumbbells. Vent to the cardio. Vent to the steps. Vent to the diet. Vent to yourself. Positive self-talk. You know, when I get down on myself and I might feel a certain type of way about something, I tell myself, stop being a bitch, bro. You have more work to do, because as a man, your job is never finished. It doesn't matter how I feel. If I woke up and I felt like, I don't want to make videos today, I just don't even want to put out any motivational stuff on Instagram. None of that. Am I helping my brothers that I swore that I would help on this channel? Am I trying to breed stronger men and build stronger minds? Am I really committed to that mission that I said was my mission? No. I have to get it done. You build the reality that you want to live in. That does not come from being emotional. You will live in the reality that they have set for you to live in. And this place that we live in, it's sick. Some of the times it's damn near delusional at the stuff that is, pushed in front of you. You ever notice that? The stuff that gets pushed in front of you every day on a daily basis on your phone is nothing but nonsense. But if you're emotional, you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's just normal. No. When you think, oh, stuff is just normal, that's a part of settling. What did I say in the last video? The word settle. That's not a normal word. You should never settle for less. You should never settle for less in women, in opportunities, in the information that you intake. Anything. You want to know why? Because it turns you into a sheep. You're a part of the crowd. Are you a lion? Or are you a sheep? Remember that, because a lot of people think they're lion-hearted. You're not. You're not. Because, somebody's like, oh, well, you're not in touch with your emotions and you're not letting your emotions show. So now you think that makes you less of a man? You know what makes you a man? Not paying attention to the propaganda, not paying attention to the agenda, not paying attention to somebody else's vision that you're not conforming to. Brothers, wake up. Because this being emotional thing, it's just a downward spiral and it will leave you nowhere. Why do you think men turn to vices? They turn to people that disrespect them, but at the same time try to pull the illusion over their eyes like they love them and they care about them. They will have those people stick around in their situation. But at the end of the day, for what? Because those people are only going to lead to your demise. And it's your fault because you keep them around. Being emotional is a woman's job. Being logical is a man's job. A woman will wake up day to day, feeling a different type of way every day. Why do you think women actually do need a man? Because a man has structure, leadership. He wakes up every day and gets the job done no matter how he feels. Because as a man, that's your duty. A lot of men on my channel want girlfriends. They say they don't. Women are bad, this, that, and the third. Yes, you want a woman that has good qualities to submit to you, to look at you and view you as a proper leader. But how can that ever happen if you're on her level? Part of being a man, a proper man, is you're up here, a woman's here, and you elevate her to be up here with you. A woman will respect you when you respect yourself. Friends will respect you when you respect yourself. Even job opportunities, a job will respect you when you respect yourself. But at the same time, don't get it messed up. You're replaceable. You could be gone tomorrow. They'll put somebody in your position the next day. But at the same time, if you show up constantly, every day, day in and day out, and you get the work done, you're going to have this aura about you where people are like, oh, you called out yesterday. Like, it wasn't the same without you. Because to a certain extent, they need you. One of a kind, built tough, will not bend, will not break, will not fold. That is the man that you were supposed to be. Why do you think most males cannot see their future? They cannot manifest anything. It's because they spend so much time in that emotional realm that they don't know what it's like to be logical, to be that strong, dominant rock that cannot be knocked off his square. That's being a man. I'm trying to elevate minds here. When you're a man, you do not tolerate games. You do not tolerate BS. Yes. Can you have fun and, joke around and stuff sometimes? Yes. But to be the joke and to be laughed at because you want and you're seeking the validation of others, that's not manly. You want to lead your life as a proper man. These things that I tell you to do and practice day in and day out, and how to stand tall and lead yourself, right? You need to be doing this. You need to be putting in these steps. If you've been watching my channel, you know exactly what I mean. You do not let people talk to you any type of way. You do not let women run games on you. You do not let society and the world outside beat you down. Positive self-talk. It's inside of all of our heads. It's called discernment. If you give into those negative thoughts, nothing good is ever coming for you. You will always settle. You will always conform. You will always be like everyone else. What really makes you stand out in this world is not letting anyone knock you off your square. You turn into this guy like, well, what's wrong with him? Because, he won't conform. He won't bend. He won't break. He won't fold. There has got to be something wrong with him, because everybody else out here is folding. Everybody out here is soft. Everybody out here doesn't want the best for themselves, yet they say it out loud. Self-love comes from being very logical. And you would think that self-love comes from being very emotional or being in touch with your emotions to a higher extent. No. Self-love is about putting yourself first, knowing that you can't be good for someone else if you are not good for yourself. That's being very logical. You have to be the leader in situations. You have to take charge in a lot of situations in life. Like I said in the last video, what's going to hit you is going to hit you, and what's going to miss you is going to miss you. So if you're emotional, are you bracing yourself, ready for things to hit you? No. But when you're being logical, you know that some stuff is just unavoidable. Some stuff is going to hit you. You're going to have stepping stones. You're going to have to overcome. That comes from being very logical. Be the man that you want to be. And not for anyone else, for yourself. These messages that I keep, putting out in these videos, I really hope that I touch someone and I wake them up. Because this whole being emotional thing, here's another thing. Being emotional, when I said it'll put you in the line of danger, it's like the whole being a simp thing. You will go above and beyond to protect a woman with your life that hasn't shown you or given you any reason to believe that she's earned her spot, every day choosing you. And you will literally put yourself in front of danger for her. That's what I mean about being emotional. Men love hard. In today's timing, men love, well, it's always been like that because you're the protector, the provider. But in today's time, men love harder than women. They love women for no reason. You built them up on socials. They couldn't be influencers without you. And you just build them up. Build them up, build them up, build them up. Oh, I love this girl so much. She looks so good, blah, 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 blah. She hasn't done anything to prove to you why you should protect her. Yet men just jump out of the window nowadays. And then look, when she doesn't want to reciprocate, she plays you out. You're ready to erase yourself. You're ready to erase her, yourself, and the other guy. And that all stemmed from being very emotional. But if you were logical, you would think, oh, she never liked me like that. She never loved me like that. Let me get the hell out the way. Let me let her continue to do her. Let her be the star in her own little movie, because I'm the star of my movie. My life is my movie. And I'm just going to move another actress into that position, or not. Or I will just continue to be the star of my movie and have extras in the background. Being emotional will have you in jail. Will have you being a very violent person. Will have you being a very unproductive person. Will have you be a wishy-washy person. Will have you being like younger than you really are. Like an emotional dude who's like 30, 35, 40 years old. He acts like he's 16, 17. He's a man, I would say a male child. I was going to say a man child, but a male child. Elevate your mind. Because when you're out here moving through life, you only have you to depend on. Because what happens when all those friends, all those people you thought that loved you, when they just wash away and they go away and they disappear? What are you left with? You're left with yourself. And in that time, When that does happen, a lot of men tend to think, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. God isolates the chosen ones. He really does. And it gives you time to prepare for the next battle. It gives you time to think about your next move and make it your best move. It gives you time to self-develop. It gives you time to self-improve, because you're not worried about everything else that's going on outside of yourself. There's a healthy amount of being selfish. You want to remember that you are the prize. You are important. You matter. And you're never going to realize that by being overly emotional, worrying about why this, that, and the third didn't go your way. Because if you dwell on that, you're never going to elevate. You're always going to worry about yesteryear or what could have been. No, I'm trying to worry about what's going to be or what already is. I want my brothers on my channel to feel me here, man, because being emotional has put me in so many situations in my own life. I'm speaking personally, that I never had to be in from the start. Once I started moving with an abundance mindset, once I started moving as a logical, proper man, everything just started aligning. It's like once things start aligning, they cannot be stopped. You cannot be stopped. You're unstoppable. Everyone's version of success is different. Don't compare yourself to the next man. So it's either you're going to be a deductive problem solver, right? In this world as a man, you're going to find solutions. You're going to find the answers, and you're going to move proper, sturdy, logical, or you're going to be like everyone else and lose yourself by being emotional. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with being in touch with your emotions. So if you're angry, all right, I'm angry. Why am I angry? All right, that really pissed me off. Now, what can I do to flip the script on that? You know what? I'm hitting the weights. You know what? I'm writing down my 6-month plan, my 6-month to a year plan. I'm going to put my head in a book and actually learn about myself. You know what? I'm just going to go take a walk right now and clear my head, because I really need this walk. I'm going to listen to my favorite podcast. I'm going to uplift myself. I'm not going to stay stuck in a rut. Okay, I'm sad right now. I'm sad. Why am I sad? This particular situation didn't go in my favor. You know what? I'm going to get into another position. I'm going to find another opportunity, because at the end of the day, I'm the opportunity. So I'm going to match an opportunity. I'm going to go out there and really get it. I'm going to go after something that I want again, because I know when I get it, it's going to prove to me that that temporary feeling of sadness wasn't that big of a deal. I'm agitated right now. This person is agitating me. How can I deal with this? Just don't show it attention. Because when you don't give something attention, it goes away, it fades out, it loses its power, it loses its feeding source. Once you don't give it attention, it goes away. You're like, wow, that was really easy. I was really getting agitated, but now I'm fine. That was temporary. These emotions are temporary. They come in, they go out. You have to find that answer as to why I feel this way. How can I, flip the script on this feeling or use this feeling as fuel? And once you unlock that with your mind, ball game. Being angry, being sad, being, even depressed sometimes, that stems from you not having answers. It stems from you not wanting to pick yourself up off the floor. Because, being agitated, being angry, being sad, that's one thing. Being depressed, over what? You get to wake up every day and breathe air and live life. And we all have the same 24 hours. The only difference is how we choose to use the time. But then you'll have somebody like, well, that's not true, because you have people that are, in a wheelchair, or there are people that, had accidents and this, that, and the third. Life happens. You guys ever see that dude who has no legs and he trains at he trains MMA? I think he's even like a weightlifter and stuff like that. This dude is hopping around with no legs, happy to be alive. Come on now. Don't do this to yourself. If you're feeling, saw a commenter, on my last video. about how you can actually manifest. You know, the power of self-belief. And he's like, oh, I switched jobs 4 times and this, that, and the third. And, you know, I got to live back with my mom and I want to get a trade. But life been kicking me in the ass and I just don't see any way. And da-da-da-da-da. What is that? Literally on a video trying to empower you to believe in yourself, you want to go against it. That's what I'm saying. The whole depression thing, you bring it on yourself. It's either you want to make the change or you're going to shame, blame, complain, and stay the same, bro. As a man, it is hard out here. It's not a tea party. It's not a cuddle party. It's none of that. This is what I mean. When guys are getting emotional, you're going to tend to think that you're equal to everybody. You're equal to a woman. You are not equal to a woman. Let them be emotional. You should be in touch with your emotions, but very logical. There's no other way. What is all of this complaining? Because you're not where you want to be. So you can keep complaining and you're not going to be where you want to be. Or you can pick yourself up off the ground and be the man that you want to be. It's very simple. I've been at the lowest of lows. And I picked myself back up every time. A lot of dudes think, you know, oh, you're 32? Thought you were like 25, 26 in your 20s. No. It's just that, you know, I just get it, man. I get it. I'm here with it. I wasted so much time before, but look, did that deter me? Did that stop me from being this dude that I am now? For people to be like, yo, I thought you were in your 20s. You can get to where you have to get to if you don't even make the same mistakes that I made early on. But most guys want to party, want to drink, want to chase women, want to get, you know, into life-changing situations early on in their life from being emotional, following the crowd, wanting to be like everybody else. Be yourself. And you're going to find it's a lonely road being yourself, especially if you're logical, especially if you don't follow the crowd. People are going to treat you like you're an outcast. Like you're weird because you don't want to do the same things that everyone else is doing. But why get in your emotions over it? You have to realize that you're chosen, bro. You're one of the lucky few selected ones. Stop acting like it's a curse on your life. Be different. Embrace it. The reason why people are going to treat you like you're weird too, because masculinity isn't a regular thing out here. It's kind of like, oh, he's super masculine. He has toxic masculinity. Oh, he's doing too much. Who cares about what they think? The grind does not stop. It stops for certain people that want to fall behind and think like, you know, well, I should be good enough for anybody. You're not even good enough for yourself, bro. Cut it out. Being emotional, it's for the birds. Think about it. Every dude that you know is overly emotional. He could even know how to fight really good. He can even portray that he's a tough guy. But this guy is just a bird because he's always getting emotional and flying off the handle. We all know a couple people like that. Just ruins the mood all the time. Can't handle his liquor. Just being an idiot, a moron. Don't be that guy. Be the guy that knows where he's going. He has direction. You know, he has a path. He has a plan. And he never lets anybody knock him off his square. Be that guy. It's your most powerful tool. And I don't understand why men want to go against it, because they want to be emotional. They want to be loved. They want to be sheltered. They want to be protected. If anything, you're giving out shelter. You're giving out protection. You're a servant to others to show them that this is a proper man. This is the way you're supposed to lead. Every man can do what I do even right now, hitting record on a camera. Every man can go out there and inspire somebody. But it starts with being very logical, achieving things, never letting anything shake that unbreakable mentality of, you know what? I got this. I don't need no one. I don't need nobody. Once you unlock that part in your brain, ball game. Never lead with emotions. Lead with logic. All right? And I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a change in yourself that's undeniable. You're going to wake up and feel better about yourself. You're going to wake up and get shit done. There's going to be, no longer is there going to be, you know, how am I going to figure this out? I don't know my next move. You're going to plan the next move, and you're going to strike first, and you're going to strike hard, and you're not going to show any mercy. This is the way of being a proper man. gentlemen, whatever word you want to use. Get on your grind, get on your hustle, use that logical part of your brain to make things happen, and use the emotions to fuel you. It's your boy Justin J. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.